I will say impressive for a band to go this long where I'm like, this is the first album I hate.
Alex finally found a Sonic Youth album that he hates.
And I can say so confidently because I'm so like the stuff I really like. I love even.
Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex, a podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, whether we like it or not. That's a whole new discography per episode. Well, usually a whole discography per episode, except for multi-parters like this one, where we have to split it up into multiple parts. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my vested Thrasher co-host, Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello.
And today, we'll be discussing the remaining albums by
Sonic Youth.
Now, we're finally here. We're finally at the end. This is a big one. Go check out our Sonic Youth Part 1 episode if you haven't seen that already, where we covered everything from 82, I think, to 92. And I just remember that at the top of my head because I was trying to find it in front of me. I couldn't find it in time. I guessed it. I'm pretty sure that's correct. But today, we're finishing an episode. Right now, it's 94 to 2009. All the later stuff.
Yes, and I didn't realize that they're not really a band who takes time off. Usually we're dealing with 2-year gaps in between, 1 to 2 years. But this part of the discography has 2 instances where they take a whopping 3 years between.
A whopping 3. Yeah, they were prolific. They were very active. They didn't stop. They took no breaks. And all things considering, because we learned on part 1 that I grew up with the band. I listened to them since I was a little kid, and I hadn't listened to them for like a couple decades. And then going back to them, I didn't like them nearly as much as I did when I was younger. But you came out a huge fan, which is just great. So but the thing that a big takeaway was like, oh yeah, well, even though I don't love these albums, they're still fun and they still experiment a whole bunch. They're not like repeating themselves all the time. They're still very inventive, very creative. Obviously, the guitar players, Lee and Thurston, are pretty exceptional at just at dicking around and making real things out of it. And yeah, they're fun. And honestly, I was dreading this episode. These albums aren't nearly as bad as I was expecting them to be.
Yeah, I wasn't dreading it because I guess through like osmosis, I had like heard a few things about some later stage albums. Also, there's arguably like an album here where I'm like, maybe we should have done that one in part 1, but they don't really take time off, so we had to do a cutoff somewhere. And this was I didn't like it nearly as much, but there's only one instance in their entire discography, including, the ones we talked about, where I felt like they weren't trying. Like, even on stuff I didn't like, I felt like they were trying. It's usually engaging. And I'm gonna say through their illustrious career, I personally only think they have one bad album.
Interesting. I think they have several. Well, honestly, so this was an interesting one because, agreed, obviously, there's people who are going to have like favorites in here for sure, but for the most part, the great albums are in part 1. Yes, all the great albums are in part 1, especially the my favorites, which are the first album. So that's that. But also, I came out of this one really, really stumped on what to give best and personal favorite and worst and least favorite too, because my picks are super in the air. I landed on a couple right now. I'm not married to them. I feel like that right now. I feel like that could change very easily. Whereas on part 1, those picks ain't changing. That's how I feel. This one, yeah, they take your pick. It's fine. I don't hate any album on here. My least favorite albums were also on part 1.
Damn. Yeah. I don't know if hate's too strong. I may hate one album in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's one album I just don't vibe with. And then, my picks, like, I knew what one thing was very early on, and I'm like, well, this is the bar. Everything else is just trying to top that. And then like when I finished it, I was like, okay, it was clear where my picks were gonna land once I had finished up the discography.
A little more cut and dry.
Yeah. There were times where I thought, oh, this is gonna be a hard one to rank, but sometimes you just hear that last album and you're like, okay, like I don't know. It's almost like the sun comes up when you're done.
Sometimes you just have to know, like, okay, now I know where it ends. I know where they've gone. We're done with the surprises or lack thereof. Yeah. So this one, for this batch of albums, subtle changes. Like they'll do things like where they'll do one thing on an album, generally throughout the album, and then the next album they'll be like, nope, we're going a different direction. But it's never like crazy directions. They don't do anything out of the Sonic Youth toolbox.
Yeah, like some of the Apple entries where they like describe the album are crazy. They'll be like, oh, this album was following the trend in the previous one of being more accessible. And I'm like, I don't think either of these albums are super accessible. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, I wonder if that is like public perception or just some writer being fucking weird because
likely.
Or like I also read like, oh, they're like this era, the pressure is kind of off, like weren't like grunge had died and they could kind of just be themselves and be weird. But I don't know, Sonic Youth, like to me, they do have their style, and regardless of what they're doing, you're gonna hear certain things in these albums. And to me, as like a new Sonic Youth fan, it doesn't really like stray away from that formula too much.
No, it doesn't. No, I don't think it does either. And I'm a little bit more critical of that style anyway. I don't think they're the greatest songwriters. I mean, it's just how I feel. I think they've written some of the greatest songs ever written at like various points. But I think like consistently, I usually have a lot of trouble liking a whole album consistently. They always do something that doesn't gel with me. And these albums are no different. So there's albums that were I generally think are fine or okay albums. I don't want to go back to them because there's too many things where there's a song that does this fucking amazing thing. Like, oh, that's actually that's amazing. That's fantastic. And then the rest of it's like, that's just kind of lukewarm. And it does that a lot. Sometimes it's like, we'll do this really interesting sort of aggressive, melancholy, uncomfortable sounding riff. And then we're going to spend the next 7 minutes fucking around. Like, God damn it. Like it's, I still like it for what it does interesting, but they tend to always just do something else that it's just not for me. And yeah, even then, like I acknowledged many times in my notes, like, all right, that's not a bad song. I don't like it, but I'm not going to talk shit. Like there's a lot of that.
Yeah. There's like, I have like a threshold for like dicking around where it's like, I would tolerate like X amount of minutes of it, but sometimes it goes over that threshold and it's like now, like you could argue it's boring once it starts, but for me it becomes like
painful.
I can buy into like setting an atmosphere or like a vibe, which we do no shortage of bands to do that, whether it's their friends Swans or the Volta or so
it's just the way it's pulled off on these albums where I don't know, it's I guess we'll get into it when we talk more about the albums, but we have some notes here from our history guy Tom Osman, who you should all go support and follow. He pulled some a handful of things here. One is a Rolling Stone interview with Thurston Moore from '94. One is an interview with Lee Ronaldo and Steve Shelley from 2022. Another one with Steve Shelley from 2004, and then a Guardian interview with Kim and Thurston from I believe the Kim one is from 2013, and then the Thurston one is from 2014, and they were both done by none other Alex than the great Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. His name's Shawn Michaels. It's not the wrestler Shawn Michaels.
Course not.
It's the Irish Sean.
That'd be fucking insane.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we left off with Dirty from 92, which Alex liked a whole bunch and I loathed a whole bunch. And I was pleased to see some of the comments being like, well, I was expecting to get like ripped to shreds in the comments. A lot of people agreeing with the Confusion Aesthetic stuff. I was like, all right, well, fair enough. All right, at least that. But yeah, that there was a lot more, I think, dynamic range and stylistic range on that part one. Here we got Sonic Youth as we know them. We got the same members. Eventually, in 2006, Mark Ibold, I can't pronounce his name. Sorry. Joins on bass and guitar. And I believe. And Jim O'Rourke played with them from 99 to 2005 on bass, guitar, and synths. But aside from that, the same core four. And this is just as a leftover note from Tom, because he said he didn't mention it on part one. He said that JC on Dirty, the song JC, is in part about the murder of Joe Cole, Black Flag / Rollins band roadie, and Rollins' best friend, who was murdered. I mean, I just said he was murdered, but I remember hearing I don't remember if it was one of Henry Rollins' early spoken word albums or if it was a video or something, but he talked in depth about it. But Tom says it seems pretty obvious that the line is 100%. The line in 100%, the song 100%, about getting shot in the head refers to him too. There might be other references on the album, but I never delved too far into the lyrics. Forgot about that shit. That's brutal.
I had no idea that was a thing, so this is all new to me.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy. Yeah, the Rollins recap. Well, it's not a recap. It's just like him telling the story on stage. It's pretty interesting, pretty sad, crazy stuff. But we might as well jump into the album. So we're covering, like I said at the top, 94 to 2009, first album, 94, last album, 2009. I don't know why I keep saying that over and over again. I'm so used to doing the show in a certain format where I don't say the years at the very beginning. So now that I did it, I just, all right, I'm just repeating myself 1,000 times. Cool. But are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is 1994's experimental jet set, Trash and No Star.
This is quite the opener.
It is certainly Thurston Moore singing. That could be no one else, honestly. So this is the whole song.
Yes.
This is the whole opener. I mean, it's like, it's really sweet, honestly. I like it for what it is, but it is a very unexpected opener.
Oh, you like this, but you don't like, what's his face?
Who?
That one singer who passed away who kind of does the lo-fi, goofy, high-pitched vocals.
Sparkle Horse?
Sparkle Horse.
I do like Sparkle Horse. I like his first album. And that's basically it. All right, so let's get this train rolling because we got a lot of albums to talk about.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, this was the very, very first Sonic Youth album I was ever exposed to. I couldn't tell you how old it was. Perhaps single digits, maybe 10 or something. I don't know. Very young. I hadn't heard it in forever. Forgot every song on it, but not married to it. Best personal favorite for this one.
What? Fuck.
Yeah, I like it, and I like it for a very specific reason. Because one, it's just nothing like Dirty, which is like, thank God. So I like that two specific reasons. Mm-hmm. One, because it's nothing like Dirty. Two, I can't put my finger on it. I don't know why this is, but this one feels so much. I would say maybe out of almost all their albums, the one like they're trying the least on it. They're really not trying very hard.
Yes.
And I find that in their case to be a great thing because they try really fucking hard and sometimes it's really cringy.
I don't think it's ever cringy, but I agree with you in the sense that they're not really trying hard here, but there's still some good things. This may be a grower for me, but I don't I don't love this album. I don't hate this album.
I feel that way about almost every other album we're going to be talking about.
God damn it, Mike.
I don't love this album either. I don't love any of these. I don't love Sonic Youth, except for their very, very first album and like 2 other albums, but maybe 3 other albums. And okay. Now, it feels like they're not trying very hard, but the thing is, by that, it's not so much that they're not trying very hard. It's that they're not trying too hard. There's still moments where Kim is doing her fucking annoying Courtney Love thing, which is really annoying. She kind of she weans off of it over the years, like in this era. She starts weaning off it, which is interesting. But she does it here and there, which I don't love, but whatever. But it feels the production feels very balanced and unabrasive. Not that I mind them being abrasive, but it's just different for them. I would say, again, nothing on here is probably going to be considered some of their best stuff, but it's something really breezy and easy about it that I find just really pleasant. I just had a nice time. I just had a really good time listening to it.
I think Bull in the Heather is one of their best songs.
Oh, it is very well executed.
Yeah. So yeah, like, cause that's track 2. And then I'm like, oh, well, what a weird opener, but man, this song's fucking amazing. So I had like no idea where the album was going to go.
There's something about the songs in this one that I can't say as much for mostly like the later ones that we're going to be talking about that have this certain characteristic that still has the remnants of the first era. Cause this could be considered like part of the first era. I mean, really where you make the cutoff is wherever you decide to.
I mean, yeah,
it's all one.
Yeah. When you're only taking a year or 2 years off, like we just did it for the sake of the show, but it's really in the riffs feel like that, that the late 80s, 90s, early 90s stuff. They have that personality to them, that kind of memorableness, whatever the right word is. They feel more memorable. They feel Sonic Youth's brand of memorable. Yes. Yeah. In a perfect world, like had I known, I think it would have been smart to try to push that first episode, including this one and Washing Machine. But I didn't know
that would have been a doozy of an episode.
It would have been a doozy. Yeah. But I think, pun intended, like sonically, that makes sense to cut off there. It makes,
musically for sure. I would say it would be fucking brutal to the remaining albums to like choose the best and worst out of those. Not that they're bad albums, but I feel like they just don't have that thing.
Yeah, I think it would be more fun like we did with Metallica, where like, yeah.
Or Can.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't love Screaming Skull.
I don't love it, but I am fine with it.
Yeah, or Sync. It's like Sync.
Oh, you mean Skink?
Or yeah, it's repetitive and dreamy, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And I realized like this, because the Sonic Youth song does go somewhere, doesn't mean it's good. Because I think they do have their bread and butter thing of getting really big and noisy and almost the song exploding. The song explodes, then we're in noise. Like, they do very much have a formula by now.
I think a lot of their songs go nowhere. I think way too many of their songs go nowhere. But I don't disagree with you that Skink kind of doesn't go in any direction. But I like the way it feels. There's a opening riff feels really good. It's really chilling. I hate Kim on there, but whatever. At this point, it's just what it is. I dig it. I dig Skink. Whatever the hell that may mean.
Self-Obsessed and Sexy is a standout track for me. I think it's really fun. Thurston has gone like full Iggy Pop on that one, though.
He's enjoying trying to be Iggy Pop from last album onward.
It's so weird because it's not even like he has like normal Thurston vocals, he has Iggy vocals, and he has Lou Reed vocals. But like, there's not really like an end or beginning to them. They just all kind of like coexist at the same time.
Yeah, that's all. Exactly. It's a blending of all those.
Yeah.
No individual answer is incorrect there. For Self-Obsessed and Sexy, it's a little darker, but I found I do like it. I didn't find it to be particularly amazing, but it just works for me. It's another one. It's another song of the package. Because again, I'm not giving this best personal favorite because I think it's so amazing. And I love these songs. It's the whole package felt really honest and sincere and easy. It was like drinking some warm milk or something.
Just running on nostalgia.
No, I don't remember a single one of these songs as a kid.
Yeah.
I remember none of them. But there are songs I don't like on here. I don't care for Androgynous Mind. Just don't like the main riff. And the fact that it's the structure of the song is just repeating the shit out of that main riff.
Yeah, I think that one this worked for me because it's more upbeat. Also, like, I guess that should be like a 2-minute song though, but whatever.
I feel similarly about Quest for the Cup. There's a little bit of playfulness in there for sure. There's got a little bit of twang in one section. And it's I don't love it. I'm not going to call it an awful song, but it just ended up not working for me.
I feel like in the back half, the singing, both Kim and Thurston, has this like very similar, like, I don't know, like you said, that like not trying singing. It's like first draft singing, like they're trying to figure out how to sing over these songs and they get it close enough and that's what they settle with.
I am so grateful for that for Kim because dude, when she's trying her best, it sounds like she's fucking like singing for her life. But I don't mean that in a good way. It just feels so like I said in the last episode, it just feels very forced and put on. Like she's obviously affecting her voice. She's saying one way in one album for 6 albums, and then one album later she's doing this thing, and it just seemed like, oh, you're okay. That you just decided that, and I guess I wouldn't mind. See, I still have I'm consistent because I'm thinking about other bands where that happens, and it fucking annoys me too. Like I mean, this is a band I don't like, but Thrice is a band that did that. Maybe even Shiner, I think, is another band where he sings one way, and then one album later, he's just singing a different way. He's like, I'm going to try to sing like this kind of guy now. It feels like someone trying to recreate themselves, and it feels really forced, and it irks me every time I hear something like that. So that's my main reason for hating Kim's voice. But when she's not trying, and Thurston for that matter, they sound lazy as fuck. They sound like they're not worried. That's what I think that resonates with me a lot on this album. Nobody sounds worried on this album.
It's not even like the tone or delivery for me. It's more like the phrasing. It's this very like da 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 da.
Oh,
like
right.
It's more like the phrasing. It's this like almost like stop feel, and I think that's why
Staccato kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think like that in large part is why a lot of these things feel very samey to me. But I will say in the back half, I think some of the stronger stuff is in the mind of the bourgeoisie reader and
Bourgeois reader
and Sweet Shine. I do think the playing on those like elevates it for me.
I dig both those. They both, even though, it's not I keep saying it's not the greatest thing ever, but it's nice. I mean, Sweet Shine does go on a bit long, but whatever. I think it's a very specific mood kind of album. This is not, I wouldn't consider this one of their best albums. I'm probably not going to return to it for another 20 years, maybe. But it left a nice impression. It feels good. There's another album in this batch that I liked a lot that I almost gave best or personal favorite to, but decided not to, just for the simplicity, because I did enjoy this one the most. But then again, I can swap back and forth at any point.
Fair enough.
But let's see what we got for this album.
Butch Vig produced.
Butch Vig produced this.
What?
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's intentional, but this is probably one of his worst sounding albums.
I'm sure it's intentional, but you coming off the heels of Nevermind and then doing this, it does not sound very polished, which is, I guess, a good thing.
Yeah.
Apparently Kevin Reagan designed the album sleeve, and Tom linked me to his Discogs and saying, check out some of his credits. The top of the list of his credits on Discogs, Cher.
Hell yeah.
Holy crap, dude. Tesla, Guns N' Roses, Yasmin.
80s metal and pop singers.
Yeah, crazy. So this piece on them says, Sonic Youth's latest Geffen album, Experimental Jet Set Trash and No Star, it's a work of particularly seductive, disturbing menace. I wouldn't call this disturbing or menacing.
I wouldn't call it that either. I think I'm just at like a crossroads with what people think this back half of Sonic Youth is.
Yeah, I felt it to be just kind of nice. Anyway, it goes on to say, sometimes we get letters from kids going, you guys aren't noisy, notes more. But if you listen to our records pretty much across the board, they aren't noisy. They're just different. Maybe that's the noise those people are hearing, this unknown thing. Buddy, the albums are noisy. I don't know what the fuck you're like. What are you talking about?
They're always noisy, even as close as they get to like a quote unquote normal song that you can show to anyone. There's usually some sort of guitar feedback.
At least one instance per song. I mean,
pretty regularly.
Going on, it says, for a band that has been off the road for 2 years, Sonic Youth maintain a ubiquitous presence in and over the underground. Gordon has an offshoot band, Free Kitten, with Julie Kafritz, ex Pussy Galore, has just opened a clothing store, X Girl in Los Angeles, and co-produced Hole's first album. You don't say. Maybe there was someone, she sings pretty cool. God damn it, I knew it. Ronaldo has issued solo recordings, recently toured as half of the duo Gate, and has done production work for Babes in Toyland. Shelley was a drummer for the reunited English femme punk band The Raincoats in their last tour. He also runs an indie label, Smells Like Records. His latest release, an EP by the fine Sonic Youth inspired band Blonde Redhead. They were really doing a bunch of shit at this time. I didn't realize how busy they were.
They're pretty huge. Like, it would never happen. Like, well, not in this climate, but like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I try not to like put the 90s on a pedestal, but I think the rock bands that got popular was like, they were weird at least. Like Sonic Youth doesn't sound like White Zombie and vice versa. Like even like Primus got like a little bit of shine, or like Tool became one of the most gigantic bands ever. And none of these bands sound like each other. And it's just, as opposed to now where like every genre just sound now genres sound the same.
It's all homogenized or homogenized.
Yeah. So
it's depressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not an accident either.
Yeah. I really don't think I'm doing it from a point of nostalgia, but I'm also sure every fucking generation says that. So, you know, it is what it is.
I don't think it's nostalgia, because we find amazing bands from this era and modern bands, incredible bands, but they're not breaking. They're not the ones blowing up. Rock is dead in the mainstream. So we're not gonna, I don't think it's gonna be many a moon before we see one of them. But moving on. Yeah, this is my best personal favorite, but I'm not married to it. I just had a nice time with it. And you should listen to it too if you enjoy a nice Sonic Youth pleasant time. It's not revolutionary by any means, but then again, it's not my band, so I'm not even gonna say anything too strictly. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is 1995's Washing Machine.
We do have like higher production on this one.
Yeah, it sounds a little better. That's about the most Sonic Youthy riff that you can get.
Yes, I really like this is, I like this shit.
It's a good riff for sure. I don't mind Kim's breathy growl thing right here. After a while, it starts to get on my nerves, but it's not like awful. I don't hate it.
Also, yeah, it's one of those things where, I love the beat Shelley plays. They're not like super memorable or like ever stand out, but when you stop and listen to them, you're like, okay, he's not like playing the most obvious thing here.
Yeah, he's a fun drummer. He's very understated. Okay. I'm gonna not let these go on too much because the songs they do stuff. They take a while to build, and we don't have a whole lot of time. So
Yes.
yes,
And this is my best.
yeah, I figured. This is just one of those albums that everyone loves from this era. I think it's a good album. I didn't like it as much as the other one. Only it is very because again, I like these albums and I don't like these albums all at the same time. It just felt the length. It's a double album. I understand that's the point. Some of the padding on here didn't work for me, and it's not where you think it would be. But there's just parts in between that I start to feel the length.
It's funny because I feel like a lot of stuff say this is like the beginning of a what I talked about earlier, like a new era of Sonic Youth. You know, this is 98. Like Kurt is dead. I think people had
98
or so
95.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different album. My bad. I fucked up.
Mhm.
It's all, but people still like chalk. I was like assuming, but they still chalk this up as like, I think they like felt like they had like less baggage to deal with here. And I don't know. It's not a new era to me though, because like the stuff they do after is different. To me, this is like closing a chapter, I think.
Yeah, this still retains the Sonic youthiness of that we know and loved, all the 80s and early 90s. There's a little bit of evolution here, but I would say it's a Sonic Youth ass album. I mean, there's no huge surprises here. That's another thing that kind of disappointed me. There was zero surprises. There's very little I don't like on here. I don't think anything is really awful. It's just there's no wild swings for me.
It's like, it reminds me of like the Volta 2, where like they found this like crazy unique formula. And then it's just like, well, how do you like replicate that? Or like, how do you keep people on their toes? But to me, this really good songwriting, if you're familiar with Sonic Youth, like you said, there's no surprises here, but I think start to finish is some of their strongest writing.
Yeah, like what? Give me some citations.
Well, yeah, I think Because is a great opener. I like the title track, how it like is this blending of Riot Grrrl stuff and it turns into like dreamy Velvet Underground worship. I actually do think Little Trouble Girl is something different from them. Like that's a unique song in their discography. That like you show that song to anyone, I think it'll stand out. Like it's very sweet and has these like soft vocals to it.
Yeah, Little Trouble Girl. That we got a group of female vocals, one of which is Kim Deal of the Pixies, which I thought was very neat. Yeah, you're right. That's an outlier where that one doesn't sound like any Sonic Youth song. It is nice. It's a little bit novel, but I found it to be pretty pleasant. The title track doesn't work for me because of it's one of the long songs. There's some long ass songs on here. That one's like 9.5 minutes, but I just wasn't into the choices on the really repetitive sections, the lengthy repetitive sections. Yeah, I also didn't like her voice in that song, but whatever. Again, it's almost at the point. It's not quite, but it's almost at the point of a placebo where it's like, I know I don't like his voice. That's not why I don't like the song. All right, I'm going to move on from the voice thing. Yeah, it's mostly it felt pretty bloated to me in the way it drifts off after a while.
I think the two weakest songs, and I don't think they're bad. I think they're this weaker, or is that a typo? Well, for sure, Skip Tracer. And then
for sure, Skip Tracer.
Yeah,
I'd say it has the best riff on the album.
All right, well, there you go. And Panty Lies is just.
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
That one stinks. I did enjoy it more on second listen, though. It's like I hate Kim on that song more than any other song in this album. She kind of ruins it for me a little bit, but it does have. I think it does have some merit. it's an interesting song where it kind of feels like a random ideas halfway through it. That's kind of how I feel about Penny Lies.
Yeah, and then the biggest thing, the Diamond Sea. What?
Yeah, let's just spend the next hour talking about that.
I don't know if I got an hour talking about it, but it starts off like this nice alt rock song, and it turns into like this wall of feedback, and then it goes back to that alt rock song. It gets kind of spacey, and then the back half is it's really bloated. Like,
how long is it, Alex?
It's 20 minutes.
Yeah, dude, that's the fucking problem.
And for me, I would have, and this, I can tell it's strictly a taste thing because, like, I would have tolerated 15 minutes of this.
I've been there.
But for some reason, 20's too much for me, but I still give it a thumbs up. I guess because I can just turn it off and know I'm not missing anything.
There's a rare instance where I am completely in agreement with Alex on that one.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a thumbs up, but it goes without saying the runtime is fucking ludicrous. I mean, that's crazy. Like that back fucking 5 minutes. It's like insane.
Because in the middle, they still had me. There are like justify ebbs and flows, and I'm fine ending on like atmospheric noise, but then it goes on a little too long for my liking.
It goes on a while. But I'm also not too. Yeah, go ahead.
That's the best part about it being in the end. You can turn it off.
If a closer doesn't nail its job as being a great closer, it can get away with being too long. Like if there's something about it, it could get away with being a little bit like, all right, we're done with the album. It's fine.
Like if this was the opener, it might have some different feelings about it. But yeah.
So this, I wouldn't find this to be even remotely as good as any of the good albums from part one. I think some people consider it their best overall. Some people consider it like in league with those. I don't feel like it comes close. I think it's good. I enjoy it, but
I think I like it better than Goo.
Well, you didn't love Goo. I like Goo a lot. Yeah. So that's like, you wouldn't put this over. I don't think you put this over Sister.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Like, I think because I was in the later half, I wasn't thinking about this in albums pre Daydream. I was just kind of like comparing it to like, Daydream, Goo, Dirty. This, because again, there's like that lead up to Daydream, which has like Sister and Evolve or Evil, whatever.
Evil, yeah.
And like, those are great, but I do consider them like different animals. I think I would just really need to like digest and like walk away from this for a few months to like have a like definitive ranking.
Right. I still think it's pretty strong though. The bloat hurts it for me. But I liked it almost like it was almost as much as the previous album. Like I'm still like in the same feel. I'm still in the same headspace with this album,
which is crazy to me because I think this is just like so much, so much better.
Yeah, like when you have a completely different lens on the band, like. Oh, it's like, yeah, it's cool. Whereas it's like, no, there's so much. These are such different albums. Yeah. Like, yeah, they're fine. But Alex's best and personal favorite.
Oh no, just best. Just
best. I didn't catch that. But as for some of the, what do we got here? I think this is from Lee Ronaldo. This is his response to a question about Kim Gordon playing more guitar when Jim joined the band in '99. I'm not sure why this is put here.
We can come.
I got it. He says, well, we'd already been kind of three guitars for a little while at that point. Washing Machine was maybe the first record that had Kim playing a lot of guitar. And then Steve Shelley said, yeah, Kim was focusing on guitar again on this album. So yeah, this is where she starts playing more guitar. But time to move on. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Hell yes. This is 1998, 1,000 Leaves. Does this one have a giant... Oh, yeah, this one has a long intro. I forgot. Oh, this song. Shit. Well, we're for a ride.
Describe the touch.
Despite the journey, I do think this is one of the more interesting songs on the album.
I don't like it. This is the whole song, fellas. Everyone listening, this is the whole song.
There's some
It's very experimental.
there's some like quiet drumming eventually.
Yeah, but it doesn't go away from experimental. This is an experimental fucking song.
Yeah.
It is very creepy. All right, we're not going to listen to more of that because when the drums come in, they come in way at the end, and they sound great. But it's clearly an ambient texture that they sound like they're way off in the distance, and it's like hearing how cool the drums sound there. It's like, oh man, I wish there was more punch there. That would have felt great.
It works for me. I guess kind of similar to not but the first album we talked about, where like, yeah, they kind of have this like outlier of an opener.
Yeah, outlier of an opener. The rest of the album is not so much like that. I do like this album. I think I like certain songs here individually more than the last album, like certain songs, but I still think this is bloated to shit. I mean, I think there's a lot of padding on here. There's stuff. I could say this about several albums where it's I like the song and then it goes on for an extra 4 minutes. And it's like, okay, there's a lot of that, like, what is it? Wildflower Soul, which I do like, but it's fucking too long. Like there's a lot of passes I give. Like it's good despite the fact that it really overstays its welcome.
I mean, I don't know. That's a highlight for me.
There's a lot of great stuff on there. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on this album, like in there.
Sunday, also a highlight for me. That's like some of my favorite, like Sonic Youth, quote unquote, guitar solos that I like on the heavy parts on Sunday. But yeah, like it did definitely ebb and flow where I was like, man, I love this album, but then like you just kind of have these like stretches, like Hoarfrost through like, I don't know, like Karen Coltrane is like, it's because they're all kind of the same tempo there. And like, I don't know, they're very similar. They do different things. Like French Tickler kind of follows in Hoarfrost's footsteps, but then they'll like crank up the intensity a little bit. But then, sorry, what is it? Hits of Sunshine is like also kind of similar, and I was like burned out by it, but then it does kind of feel more like a Can song once it gets going. And
I feel very differently about the songs. For one, Hoarfrost is one of my favorites on this album. I dig it. Jammy and mellow for sure. Yeah. And I do see the parallels with some of the other tracks because it gets very floaty. But some of those riffs really remind me of Thinking Fellers in a more contained, less weird way, which I thought was really nice. And Karen Coltrane, it really, so Hit to Sunrise is 11 minutes. Get the fuck out of here. That one bores me to death. I don't like that one. And then you hear Karen Coltrane come on and it's like, Jesus Christ, man, another one. Are you kidding me? It's bad pacing, but eventually that one wins me over. There's these really scary, repetitive guitar plucking that it really sounds really fucking cool. And it goes into this nice, clean, repetitive riff event like later on after that. And it ends with this really nice, dark, kind of quiet section in the very final chunk. It's just, I found it to be a lot more well-rounded, a lot more interesting.
I was going to get to that where like it starts off like those other songs, but yeah, they do bring in these like mechanical sounding things. There's kind of like a Western like Swans vibe to it, although nowhere near as menacing as swans. And then yeah, there's like I don't know how to describe the guitar. Like there's a mechanical part, like industrial, like metal part, and then like the guitar playing they do after that is just like it's just great.
Yeah, it's a good track, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here that overall I like it overall. There's things in it I don't like. I like it overall. The ineffable me is another one where I don't like his voice. I find it to be annoying for sure. But awesome, hideous, scary riff on there, and then it meanders into a bunch of dicking around. But it's like, fuck it, it's not that bad. I'll take it. Fine, it's a winner.
I think it's
not perfect, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's much needed after these like big songs, like Hits of Sunshine and Karen Coltrane.
It would have served better in between those two songs, probably.
Sure, but yeah.
I also don't mind Snare Girl. It's got these eerie, jangly guitars, but it's another jammy song, and I'm worn out. The album's not short. It's nice. It's a nice song. The album's just too fucking long. And closing with Heather Angel, it's fine, but it's a bridge too far for me. I mean, at this point, I'm exhausted.
I could see this one growing on me. Like, now that I know what I'm getting into, now that I know like where those like stretches are, I could see this one growing on me. Honestly, it's just it's a lot for sure.
Yeah, it's like this is the jamming album. There's other albums that jam a lot, but like this one feels a lot more intentional.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the jamming is both the point and the drawback of the album.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take away a lot of like the jamminess of this, it's not the same. Maybe the song wouldn't feel quite as right, but I still think it's too long, and some of the spots of jamming kind of go nowhere, and it stops me from loving it, even though there's stuff on here that I quite like a lot.
Yeah, I don't really like see this album in the like alternative rock like talked about the same way other albums are, which I get. They have a ton of albums, and you know, it's like reserved for a few, but yeah, I don't know. There was something here where I think it had enough to like leave an impression on me, and it wouldn't be like the first album I'm going to return to, but maybe after I'm more like comfortable with the band, it's like, oh, I want something different. Let me throw on this one and see how I feel.
Yeah, for sure. Fair enough. As for some of the making of this album, this was produced by Wharton Tears, which is a hell of a name.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of the name Wharton as a first name or Tears as a last name, but this dude was part of the no wave scene, which is pretty cool. And some of his other projects he's worked on, I mean, goddamn, this collection: Sonic Youth, obviously, Glenn Branca, Biohazard, Das Diamond, Hole, Prong, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Born Against, Teenage Fan Club, Unsane, Dinosaur Jr., White Zombie, Quicksand, and Albatross, Nausea, what the fuck? Yellow Tango, Christian Markley, Swans, Mark Eyed Soul, Shudder to Think. Haven't heard that name in a while. Check out our episode on Shudder to Think. The Dentist, Unrest, Borboremagus, Gumball, Helmet.
Hell yeah.
He went gold for that one for the album Meantime.
Dude. Yeah. I mean,
he got the gold record for it.
Yeah. You should get something for that, because it's like one of the meanest sounding albums ever.
Oh yeah. I don't know. You know what? I don't even know if I've heard it. I might have heard it.
Oh shit.
I've only heard
really?
a few Helmet albums. I never did a deep dive into Helmet. I heard a couple albums. Big fan of both albums though.
It's been a while since I've told it. Pasadena Guitar Center, drum department, early 2000s ish. Those fucking guys loved Helmet.
There's no way they're still there.
There's no way they're still there, but like that's why I checked them out. They were always fucking playing Helmet. They like, I don't know what the fuck it was. Like, I remember a older black gentleman waiting in line in front of me, and him like being like, "You boys listening to Helmet again? They got some licks." Like it
That's great.
Yeah.
That guy rules.
That guy, so like they got this like older guy into like who probably doesn't listen to that. So yeah, it's just that's what I associate Helmet with.
That's great.
Yeah.
I kill to hear Helmet going to a Guitar Center these days. You don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even think they get to pick the music anymore.
Most likely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is from the interview with Lee Ronaldo. He says, when we did Lollapalooza in 95, we bought recording gear prior to that, some low-level stuff, an 8-track reel-to-reel tape machine and stuff like that. But when we did Lollapalooza, we got paid pretty well. And we sunk a lot of that money into buying the gear that we gravitated toward when we were paying for studios. 16-track, 2-inch tape, not 24-track, nav desks, and this stuff. So he says stuff a lot. So he bought all the stuff that we loved recording. He sounds like fucking George Carlin. Loved recording on. And then we were able to record without looking at the clock and feeling like, oh, another hour, another $150 went by. Besides that, the way we wrote songs was really, they developed over a long period of time with everyone's input in like slowly building the songs up. We started taping all that stuff in really good quality. And we felt like, especially starting with 1,000 Leaves, we found we could capture songs at that really kernel-like moment when all of a sudden you're done playing and you're like, yep, that's it. We just realized it, normally you'd have to wait 2 months and then go into a studio and try to recreate that moment. But we were able to capture a lot of those kinds of spontaneous moments of finishing the song live. And it really set a course for how we recorded from that point forward.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah. It sure explains the jamming. Lots of jamming.
For sure.
But moving on, are you ready? We're going to the 21st century now.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's get there.
Yeah. This is 2000's NYC Ghosts and Flowers.
This is kind of
neat little intro. Yeah.
Yeah, new for them.
Come on. It does take a minute. It takes like 2 minutes.
I'll just say
eventually the song starts.
Yeah, this is like their krautrock album, I feel like.
It's funny you're saying that here. I feel like about a different album.
I do think they like bring it back eventually, but this was like has the most songs where I was like thinking about like Noi and Kraftwerk and all that.
Crazy. I was thinking about it all of that exactly, but not this one.
I think that's fair. I think I know what you're talking about though, and I think that's a fair assessment too.
So this sounds very, and honestly, this does sound pretty krautrocky with the clanginess. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward it because we don't got all day and these motherfuckers take their time. But this is a little later on, like a minute later. Now this is beautiful.
Yes. And yeah, like around the 3:30 mark, there's some like neat back and forth guitar playing with Thurston and Lee as well.
Yeah.
Or I'm assuming it's Thurston. Who knows? But
yeah, I believe so. So yeah, this one it kind of gets loose. It gets loose and jammy, a little bit like the last album, but it feels good. It's a good ass opener.
It's not bad. I think this one does lose me a little bit. This is bit of a spoiler. This is a rough stretch of albums for me.
Oh, I was having a rough time.
Yeah.
I'm not in love. I'm not having a great time. I'm not having a horrible time. Again, you know how I feel. I like this album. It's not perfect, but I found it to have some pretty strong moments because this one is the creepy one.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
This is the creepy album. For one, we heard that entire giant intro where it's pretty strange and unsettling, but they have other stuff. There's some mean stuff on here, like Small Flowers and Cracked Concrete is a little bit. It's kind of tough for Sonic Youth standards. It's almost a hint of Western in there.
That's interesting you say that because they have like the guitar parts where it's like almost but not quite, and I'm assuming it's like a homage or like tip of the hat to the Beatles get back in there.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I do see. Yeah, it's almost like I'm kind of amazed they don't have, and not that this is, but I was almost like, oh, is this going to be like a straight up like spoken word song, like nothing else? Just I'm kind of amazed they don't have those songs, but this is definitely not that.
No. There's other stuff that I dig on here quite a bit. There's this cool broken sounding main riff on Stream X Sonic Subway. It's very odd. It's kind of kooky. I don't necessarily love Thurston's vocal choices on that one so much, but whatever.
Yeah, that one.
It's more weird. I appreciate it more for its weirdness than my enjoyment of it, I guess.
It does start off kind of kooky, and then it does actually sound like a subway train eventually. I thought, yeah, this is like the band Suicide had like a baby with Kraftwerk. Sorry,
Kraftwerk. I would expect more electronics if that were the case, since both of them are like super electronic.
I think it was just the train thing. I wasn't thinking about it in terms of like
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that didn't sound like either of those bands. But what else? So back to the creepy factor, Side to Side. I dig it. God damn it. It works for me. That's the atonal plucking, the kind of dark ambience. It's more kind of scary ambience than just standard dark or like, middle of the road dark. And it just keeps getting creepier and creepier as it goes on. Yeah, not bad.
It is one of the more simpler songs on here. I do like the drum playing on that one for sure.
Yeah, and then the only other song I'll kind of give it up for is the title track. It's long as shit. It's another 8 minutes, but yeah, I like how it develops. It's a slow build. It's a little slunty for sure, but it works. It works for me. I think, especially the slinty part is like around 2 minutes in, where it's like they're strumming it like Slint strums, with like you could tell they're using their finger, like plucking. Like up picking with their finger, or maybe downstroking with their finger.
That one does get like very loud and bright and shiny. Like I feel like that happens a few times on here where this builds up into noise.
Definitely. Yeah, a few songs for sure. Not perfect though. This is not a perfect album. I don't like Nevermind. What was it anyway? Especially at track 2, kind of breaks the pacing for me.
I think I like that one because it has more like spacey textures, and I guess that is kind of a staple of Sonic Youth, but on this album, I wouldn't say anything else is spacey, so this kind of feels like it's different enough on this album.
I suppose so, because it is very repetitive. This is like the era of them doing that now. It really does feel like the era ended at Washing Machine, especially because the last album they're recording themselves and then they get super jammy. It just makes so much sense like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just didn't like it as track 2. It felt like, I mean, I do like the drum sound quite a bit, and the subtle guitar riff on the onset is pretty cool. But as track 2, didn't dig it. The horror stuff, I still like. I still like parts of it, like with Renegade Princess. It's got more awesome, dissonant, plucking creepiness, but man, in the end, it ends up not working for me. It's like it goes into this section, and then it goes into a bunch of more ambience. Overall, it just ended up losing me.
I do like this like kind of blending of like noise and punk on there, but it does eventually lead into like that minimal dicking around stuff.
A lot of dicking around, yeah. It closes with Latin. It's got like robot farts on it. I don't know what you'd call that sound.
Yeah.
And straight up dicking around. I mean, I'm tired at that point. Like, all right, wrap it up.
Yeah, there's like jazzy stuff, and then for some reason in the end it gets kind of drony, which okay, I mean,
yeah,
it's like I don't know why, but okay.
It's the furthest. What I liked about it is that it's the furthest they've been from accessible in a long time, but it still has a pretty good assortment of genuinely pretty melodies. It's just the execution. It just feels choppy. Yeah, it just didn't feel very molded. It didn't feel very glued together. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Tom has a note about this album. He says, I remember when this album came out, I was 18. I'd either finished school or was about to, and I'd been obsessed with picking up everything the band did when it came out from Washing Machine onwards, as well as listening to their old stuff. I don't know if it's right to say this one broke me, but I think the combination of the period of my life and how already they were getting at this point, I just lost interest in following the band. I always got the impression that the rest of the albums were good, but I've never bothered to listen to any of them more than maybe once or twice. I guess I was already into metal at that point, and Sonic Youth didn't really do it for me so much anymore. And that's where they lost Tom.
Yeah, I don't know how I think at 18 I was still like kind of a completionist. It would like, if I like really loved a band, it would take a lot to lose me. Like I would buy like straight up dog shit albums, and then if there was a new album, like whatever, let's go and hope it's better. Like
we all bought Saint Anger when it came out, dude. I mean,
oh yeah, we did. How do you I mean, I'm pretty sure that album went platinum, right? Like
it had to have. It's so hotly anticipated. So we got Jim O'Rourke now playing bass and electronics and doing a bunch of other, additional mixing production stuff, which is neat. This interview, they asked how the dynamic changed when Jim was brought into the band, and Ronaldo says Jim is someone we were getting more and more friendly with, and I think we reached a point where we needed a shot of some new energy in a way. He'd made a record with Kim, one of our SYR records, and Kim really liked the experience of working with him and the way he recorded and mixed it. We were working on NYC Ghosts Flowers at the time when Jim was coming to New York. We did an SYR with him, number 3, and we were kind of at an impasse on NYC Ghosts Flowers, and we asked him if he would step in and help us finish it and do some mixing. In the course of mixing it, he started adding some stuff to the song, some synth here, some bass parts there. At that point, we started joking with him like, well, Jim, you're going to have to join the band now so we can go out and play this stuff live. And that literally is what happened. He went out on the road with us. In 4 or 5 years, he was a full 20% member of the band. Songwriting credits, the whole thing. We opened our foursome up to a 5th member in a completely equal partnership until that point when he said, I'm going to Japan and never coming back.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, I guess it's fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Also, like, man, like you get accepted like full-time member into one of the most like prestigious alt rock bands of all time and go to Japan. That's crazy.
Well, he had a good run,
No, he did for sure.
Yeah. And honestly, if the Land of the Rising Sun is calling you, you answer the call.
Yeah. What's the former Megadeth guitarist who like lives there?
Marty Friedman?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Marty Friedman.
Yep.
Also of Cacophony with Jason Becker, the neoclassical metal band that I listened to a whole bunch when I was a teenager. I learned one of those songs.
Holy shit.
The crazy shredding thing. I learned it because another friend of mine was learning the other guitar. So we wanted to play it together.
Oh,
and
okay.
It was like a wank off, show off guitar shredding kind of thing. But anyway, moving on. You ready for the next one?
We're making good time.
We're not. We're not fucking around now. We got to get through this shit. We're not rushing past anything. We're talking about how we feel. We're just not diving into every single song. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
This is a long episode. We get the gist. So moving on to 2002's Murray Street. The opposite of the last album.
Yeah, it's like every other one is a more like, okay, here's a like alt rock.
Yeah. This is very normal. I don't hate it. I think it's for what it is. It's pretty pleasant. It's not. This is the krautrock. This, Noi as fuck. This is super Noi. That's a good little drum flourish.
It is,
I didn't even notice that before.
Drifting by, but that's alright. You're here to stay.
Oddly enough, this reminds me more 90s than a lot of their other songs, and this is not even the 90s anymore.
It's pretty 90s.
Yeah. So, all right, that's about the biggest like course turning, not course correction, but like, left turn in this chunk of albums, I think, going from that album to this one.
Yeah, I thought like the Empty Page, I was like, okay, that's a fine song, but like Sonic Youth can go in so many different directions. I'm not like thinking, oh, the album's gonna sound like this or that. Disconnection Notice, like, man, I love that. I think that's like one of my favorite Sonic Youth songs. And
It's almost it reminds me of Neil Young in a little, like, a slight kind of way. It's nice.
yeah, and the strings make it feel different from other Sonic Youth songs. And so there I was getting a little excited. I thought, oh, maybe there won't be like as much jamming on this song. And then right when
Contraire, Alex.
right when I thought that fucking Karen revisited, I was like, you know what? Like 11 minutes isn't egregious. This might be fine. And then I was like, well, fuck me. It's mostly dicking around.
It's funny how that's who we are. 11 minutes isn't egregious for any person. 11 minutes is far past egregious. So I actually like this. This was almost personal favorite. I enjoy this album. I found the songwriting to be surprisingly strong. Still, not without its flaws. So Karen Revisited, that main riff is so cool. It's one of the most interesting riffs. It's a solid, really consistent, excellent 3 minutes and 45 second song.
Yes.
The remaining fucking 7 or whatever is not 6, 7, 8. I can't do math. It overstates its welcome in a brutal way. And the only reason why it's getting a thumbs up is because of how much I love the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
I will say after that, like, harsh feedback, there is like this pleasant guitar noodling.
Yes, there is.
But it's like 70% feedback on this song.
The only thing that makes it kind of okay is that the first chunk is a contained song. So you could skip it after 3 minutes and 45 seconds. You really could do that. You'd be fine. Other songs that I like like most of the songs on this album. I don't really have too many big problems with this album overall. Like I said, it was almost personal favorite. The only reason why I didn't give this personal favorite is because I was left with more positive feelings. I felt warmer from Experimental Jet Set. But yeah, like Rain on Tin, it's another very quintessential Sonic Youth sounding main riff. But then it turns into clean krautrock after that. All right, I'm on board.
Yeah, it's not amazing. It's like a real song, like a real strong 6 for me.
I think it's nicer than that. I think it's better than that. Okay. It could be shorter, yes, for sure. But I just found myself enjoying it the whole way through. So what is this? Radical Adults Lick Godhead Style. This is where the album starts. Okay, we're not venturing too far in any direction here. They're kind of sticking with the same. This is what the album sounds like. It reminds me a little bit more of the 70s art rock Bowie Iggy kind of style, especially the vocals felt very Bowie-esque.
Yeah, I didn't love that song at first. It does feel like kind of like a little bit nice change of pace. I will say this is the way they escalate this song to the noise stuff is it's like stronger. I can't really explain it. It's not scientific, but like it feels more earned to me. Like it feels more gratifying when they get to that explosive feedback part.
Yeah. I didn't retain so much of the noisy feedback parts of that song because this album is so jammy that it all kind of blended together. This is another one where it feels like more of an album than a song.
For sure.
It's hard to pick out individual songs. There were moments that stood out to me a little bit, but honestly, the first half of this album could really kind of blend together. The big sore thumb, I almost liked Plastic Sun. I don't like it because even though it's the shortest song, it needed to be shorter. It has the energy of something super no wave sounding and super like snappy, energetic, chaotic, short. but then it just keeps doing the same thing for like an extra minute, and an extra minute feels long when it's, you don't want to hear a hardcore punk song for 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes. You want to hear it for 30 seconds.
I like it. I think it's just like you just need that like jolt of energy there, and the like Sonic Youth brand of punk music. It works for me.
I agree, and I think it does that. It goes on too long for me for that what that is supposed to be.
Yeah. And then their most kraut, like, to me, like, if I had to pick one song that sounded like the most like 1-to-1 krautrock song they've ever done, it's Sympathy for the Strawberry.
It is certainly similar to the rest, though.
It
is it not?
It is. Yes, it is similar to the rest, but that is like, I think the other ones, they'll put like a spin on it, or they'll bring in some punk elements. They'll do something, but that is the like, not that krautrock is straightforward, but like I said, that is like,
It can be.
Yeah. Well, I guess like Noi.
No, he's more straightforward.
Yeah, but yeah, that is the most like, you could like pass that off as like a Noi song, I think. Maybe.
You might be able to, for sure. I found a lot more 60s garage rock vibes on that one than I was expecting. Mostly with a drum beat. There's that, I don't even know. It was used so ubiquitously in 60s garage rock, this certain drum beat, and it's all over that one. But not again, it's very krautrocky, like a lot of the songs on this album. Yeah, the thing is, I enjoyed it. It worked for me more because of how consistent I felt it is. The last album, it had moments and then a lot of kind of bum notes here and there. Whereas this one, it took a while for me to be like bothered, even though Karen Revisited has like a lot of, fucking bloat. If it's on in the background and you're just kind of relaxing, the way you would listen to a krautrock album, honestly, this is not a bad krautrock album.
Yeah, I guess if I was gonna return to something from this stretch, it would be this one over other ones for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this life changing. I wouldn't call any individual song life changing, but left a good taste in my mouth. I enjoyed it.
Probably like hardcore fans, like day one Sonic Youth fans, when it's like you need that like new material, like you're like content with the essentials. It may scratch like an itch better than newbies like myself.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Tom notes here, he says, I can't quite figure out when the band first started using it, but either on Murray Street or an album or two before, they started recording in a studio called Echo Canyon on Murray Street. And that's where the name of the album came from. This interview, they asked,
well, the last album, I think this is the first one credited to Echo Canyon.
Okay. They asked Lee and Steve. Well, they didn't ask. They just sort of acknowledged that they both lived close to Echo Canyon. And then Lee says, all of us did pretty much. I lived around the corner, and everybody else lived not very far away. It was easy access to it. We went through some trials and tribulations around 9/11 down there because it was a couple blocks from the site. But in general, it was a really convenient place to work. And like Steve said, in opposition to our Hoboken studio that we share with some others, so our time is parceled out. On Murray Street, it was a 24/7 access thing.
Well, they've come a long way from Michael's death apartment.
Oh, the Michael Giroir's bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the East Village where you could get stabbed. Oh, also, this was all, at this point, the East Village was nice. So there's also that at least.
Well, yeah, that's what it's been. Yeah.
Yeah, long. Yeah, that's been, they survived the storm.
And 9/11.
And 9/11, yeah. But time to move on. We got a couple more left here. We got 3 left here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is 2004's Sonic Nurse.
I will take this song all day.
It's cool. That's a cool riff.
Yeah.
That slip guitar line right here.
I'm a cool
that guitar line, I can't help but think of Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart?
Oh.
I don't know why. I hate this chorus, but I like every other part of the song.
Gets to like that clicky. I love a good Sonic Youth clicky drum beat too.
Yeah. So this is a very cool chunk of song. There's a section that I gotta put on because I was blindsided by how cool it is, and it's around 2:45 of this song, and here it is now. It's the clicky section you're talking about.
Yep, that's the one.
We can't go without hearing it. It's incredible. Beautiful and heartbreaking. It's the most melodic thing they've written this entire era.
Also, it's one of those instances where like the whole band comes together. It's not like just the guitar. Like you need everything here.
The bass, this is the best bass line I've heard Sonic Youth write. Well, I'm exaggerating, of course, but the way it complements both guitars, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I was like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, this is a very good album. Especially in the late, I guess the late era, which is it feels. I obviously didn't follow them in real time, but it feels crazy to say that a little bit about a band that really doesn't take time off.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm actually less big on this album. There was a few moments that kind of alienated me, but the parts that are good, I think, are so much like astoundingly good. Like it bummed me out that I didn't like most of it more because of how good the highs are here. I mean, that song is one of them, and it was crazy. That's so crazy how good it is. And then my other massive highlight is Dripping Dream. I mean, Jesus Christ! Like,
oh yeah,
so it's not. I wouldn't call it a short song. It's not a short song, but it's a very long song. But
it's shorter than 10 minutes.
Yes, it is shorter than 10 minutes. But there's this final section, this final chunk. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So goddamn well done.
Yeah, very Lou Reed type singing, screeching guitar parts. But I think you're talking about around 5 minutes in, it gets very dreamy.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And a lot of this album I ended up liking a lot more on second listen. So it's a bit of a grower album.
Yeah,
but,
I like Kim Gordon and Arthur Doyle hand cream. It's some much needed nastiness, and I don't know if it was intentional, but it did make me think of Brainiac at times.
I absolutely loathe that song. Yeah, I don't just not like it. I hate that song.
Well, I guess I'm leaving. Well, I am leaving.
And there goes Alex. He's leaving a few months early now. Actually, my main problem with the album is the middle chunk from that song.
You don't like Stones?
Don't like Stones.
It's
not. I don't think it's a bad song.
Yeah.
I'm going to be saying that a lot at this point. Not terrible. Just doesn't do it for me. It's mostly the fact that it's like this clean. It's got these clean riffs with a slight edge to them. It's another driving beat to it. It's the riffs don't blow me away. Coupled with the length, that equals a no for me.
I really like the riffs on Stones. Even when it takes more of a traditional hard rock turn around 540, I still think it's neat.
Wow, yeah, because it's another 7 minute plus one. That's a determining factor. If you're okay with the riffs, 7 minutes is fine.
And then
a Dude Ranch Nurse. I'm not big on Dude Ranch Nurse either.
I think those riffs are so unique. There's definitely some Neil Young in there as a lot.
Yes, I wrote the exact same thing.
But yeah, I think it's one of their most unique songs. It really stands out to me.
Much like Stones. Much like Stones. The good stuff on there is very good. The good parts are very cool. There's I already like the main riff of it. There's this dissonant and kind of strange chorus that I also like quite a bit. When it starts to meander, it eventually loses me. That's just what it is. It's just the bloat. That's all it is.
Well, we got Paper Cup Exit, which is probably the most sinister thing on here.
I like that. I ended up liking that one a lot more in second listen.
Yeah, I like the build up on that one. I think a good, because they do it so much in this era that a song like that, or what was the one on the last one where I said I like the build up? Radical Adults.
Yeah,
that got like those two are like different to me, and it's probably just personal taste, really. Where it's not science here.
No, it's not, but it still works. There's that really is like the MO of this whole era. It's just jam, dick around, build up, get crazy,
Feedback.
Feedback. It feels well, it's definitely a lot more comfortable for them. I don't love it so much, but it's not. I can't say it stinks. I mean, I don't hate this so much.
It's not, nothing's bad, but yeah, it's just like when your discography gets longer and longer, it's like, I guess it's harder to justify, but then it's like, well, that's, why the people are here. You gotta give them what they want, but then also
I disagree, man. The Melvins do whatever they want, and they're not just giving the people what they want.
They do what they want, but it's still, I don't know, it's still like the Melvins, like you and me can tell the difference, but
yeah, the standard folk, yeah.
I don't think, you show was the newest one, Thunderbolts.
Thunderball, I think.
Thunderball. You show them that with like Houdini, they're gonna think it's the same.
However, dude, you show them Thunderball and then you show them Working with God. I don't think that's gonna be the same experience at all. You show them that, you show them fucking Honky. I don't think so.
Well, sure. I feel like Honky's like an extreme. That like
thing is that is the Melvins. That's the thing. Like you could pick two albums that sound the same, but look at all the shit in the middle that didn't sound the same.
Sure, but you get what I mean, a Melvins riff when you hear it, though.
You do know, but they don't always do Melvins riffs. They usually do. Fair enough. I'm just trying to fit my boys. I get it. Look, I still think they have more range, though. Significantly more range.
I love them, obviously, but
yeah, of course. So other highlights on here. I mean, I do like the bookends of this a lot more. Where does it? Shit, I lost my spot.
I know you said you like the bookends right now, but I think that's my
I meant I said bookends. I meant like the beginning chunk and the final chunk. I actually don't like Peace Attack, the closer.
Okay, I was gonna say that's like my biggest gripe with this album. I think I Love You Golden Blue would have been a great closer. And
yes, way better.
Yeah, Peace Attack is it's okay. It's okay. There's a lot
It's not unpleasant, yeah, but it is boring.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I like on here, and then that one just kind of like, you gave me this great meal and you're giving me this for dessert. Not gonna fly.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about I Love You Golden Blue was those fucking beeps that kept psyching me out, making me think that something was like my smoke detector was going off or something. Like they sound really loud and annoying. Like they don't sound like a part of the song. They sound like they're coming from somewhere. Like it's really loud.
That song's crazy because it went by and I like looked, I was like, that's 3 minutes. Like, and then on second listen, I was like, I guess this goes by quick because I did it again where like, I can't believe that was like 3 minutes right now.
Yeah, maybe, I mean it's a 7-minute song, but
yeah,
I mean,
maybe it's all the jamming. What's 3 minutes of noise when
yeah 3 minutes it's a 3-minute intro essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that there are some incredible moments on here is I found it to be very surprising because I was expecting more of like a consistent middle of the road type of thing. I found it to be the pretty inconsistent though. But I only hate one song. But other than that, the stuff I don't like is just sort of like, all right, it's just sort of uneventful. It's not like miserable or anything. I just wish the crazy good moments weren't as rare.
Yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. I think it's like a fair assessment, but for me, it worked way better. If we're talking like last 5 albums, I guess it's a highlight for me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna clump like the last 5 albums together, which, although to be fair, the last 5 don't really have a lot in common.
With each other?
With each other, outside of like it's Sonic Youth.
Yeah, you could say that they have a lot in common or not, depending on how much you want to dive into it, I would say.
Also, I forgot to bring this up. This was the crazy, I meant to bring it up earlier, but we started talking about the music. This is the crazy Apple editor's note. The opening sentence says, 2004 Sonic Nurse follows in the spirit of Murray Street with songs that intend to be more accessible than Sonic Youth's more avant-garde releases. Motherfucker, there is nothing accessible about Murray Street. Also,
Murray Street?
Yeah.
Murray Street is super accessible. What are you talking about?
There's so much jamming.
But it's not abrasive. It's not feedbacky and crazy. It's like pleasant. I thought that was, you know what I thought going into this episode? That you wouldn't like it because it was too normal.
No, I could see a world where I like Murray Street eventually, but like normal people don't like jammy shit unless it's Dave Matthews Band. They love some
You're wrong, dude. People like the Grateful Dead for some fucking reason. They love jammy shit. If it's just the blues is massive. We hate it, but that's getting more jammy than the blues.
Anyways, I digress. I digress.
I think that's a crazy statement, what they're saying, because this album, I think, is not at all accessible.
I think it's a crazy statement because the 2 albums, which I think we can agree on, don't sound anything like each other.
No, they sound nothing like each other.
That's the most. That's where we're going to come together. And yeah, that's the most egregious statement to me. Like, say what you will about other things, but I think most people could agree these 2 albums sound nothing alike.
For sure. So this interview, I believe this is around the time the album came out. I think they asked, Sonic Youth has always been a band that has spoken out about different issues. Are the lyrics to the songs on Sonic Nurse at all inspired by recent events such as the Iraq War? And Steve said, yeah, I mean, if you feel strongly about certain issues, certain things that are going on in the world, they will have an influence on what you write and can make it easier for songs to flow out of you in terms of lyrics and stuff like that. For example, the situation over here at the moment with the more conservative government and policies a lot of people don't agree with gives people a reason to speak out, and some people do that through music. I don't know. I'm not upset by anything he said. I think that was like a pretty weak question. I think if you can, we get the idea. Yeah, for sure. Just listen to the lyrics.
I mean, yeah, they wrote "Youth Against Fascism." What do you think, interviewer?
I mean, duh. I mean, are you concerned or questioning the political status of Sonic Youth? I mean, are you fucking kidding me? This interview is not that great. He says, or they say, in the bio for the new album, it mentions that another song, which I can't remember the name of, is an attack on Justin Timberlake. Is that true? Are you fucking kidding me? You're showing up to interview someone and you're like, you can check, dude. Check before you ask the question.
Unless
crazy to me.
They explicitly said something about Justin Timberlake, I would never talk to Sonic Youth about Justin Timberlake.
That's fucking stupid. So Steve says, I'm not sure that's true. You don't say. Yeah. I can't think of any songs on the album that were written about him. Justin Timberlake isn't really a person that we worry about.
See, and sure, like once in a while, like, you know, they have like their fascination with Madonna. So like you will meet like these weird bands that like certain pop artists in which you can talk to them about it. But yeah, I will say I watched that new Aronofsky film, Caught Stealing, and it was weird watching Action Bronson interact with Bad Bunny because it's just like they're just
the fact that they're both in an Aronofsky movie is already weird.
I mean, Bad Bunny's been doing some acting gigs. But yeah, I wasn't ready for Action Bronson in a real movie.
You mean thin, newly slimmed Action Bronson?
White ghost face killer?
Man, I don't even want to look at him now that he's not fat. It's just too jarring.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that Al Roker thing. You just get so used to seeing him fat.
Yeah, Al Roker looks weird. No one looks worse than Al Sharpton. No one who's ever, except maybe Jonah Hill, perhaps. He looks pretty bad, but I still think Al Sharpton looks the worst.
He does look kind of crazy. There's this
crazy.
Yeah, you got that loose. Yeah, you got that loose skin and
big head, big giant head. Yeah.
Oh, you know who else? Randy Jackson
Did he get skinny?
He got skinny a while ago.
I don't keep up my Randy Jacksons apparently.
Well, I think he's been skinnier longer than he's been fat, but
not in my heart. That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Anyways,
moving on.
That's the most random thing we've done
this episode for sure.
Yeah.
Time to move. We got 2 left. This is 2006's Rather Ripped.
You keep me coming home again. You keep me coming home again.
This doesn't upset me, but I would never return to this.
No.
When you were gone, I met a friend.
Haven't mentioned King's vocals in a while, but she's really reined it in. She's back to kind of doing what she did in the first, in the earlier albums.
When I was listening to this, I thought you were going to hate this.
I don't like this at all. Don't worry. I don't mind her voice, is what I'm saying. I think she sounds fine. I'm done with the song though. I'm good on the song for sure. I don't like that song.
This is my least favorite. I think this is their worst album in their entire discography, including the previous episode.
I think I wouldn't give this worst in the entire discography, but I am giving it worst now. Worst and least favorite here. I don't like this at all. I don't hate it though.
It does the biggest sin, which is it's boring.
It is boring. Yeah. Yes, indeed. It is for sure.
Even albums, I'm not like 100% on board. Like New York Ghosts and Flowers. Like it's not boring. There's like different things. It's interesting. It keeps me engaged. This does fucking nothing to keep me engaged. And there's this like parts of the album where it sounds like demo music. Like you forgot to add something to the song. It's missing like something. Specifically Sleeping Around. Like I thought it started off interesting, but then it's like, what, like this is a band that has such a history of giving us songs rich in texture. And I know there's a time and a place you do that with certain songs, but then listening to this, I'm like, this feels hollow and empty.
Yes, the song stinks. There's not much to it. It feels lazy, kind of half-written. I could say that about a lot of stuff here. There's things I do appreciate. Like I like Incinerate. Some nice guitars on there.
It's very enjoyable. Pretty stuff.
Incinerate's fine. I also like, which I ended up liking a lot more in second listen, Jams Runs Free. I'm surprised how much I like that one. That's a nice one.
I felt like it was good for this album, like, which is not great. It's like good for this album, but in the scheme of things, not great.
I think that's in the scheme of this whole era. I would still take that song.
Okay.
There's other stuff that we're back to the game of. Oh, it's not the most consistent song, but it has good in it, and that's What a Waste, where it has the same kind of energy and attitude as Sleeping Around, but it's just got better riffs. It's not super consistent, but there's some good guitar moments in there.
What a Waste is when I was like, they're gonna have to do a lot to turn around. Like, I'm gonna need like every song after this to be a banger, and it's fucking not.
So they're not. But I only actively dislike Rats and Turquoise Boy. I think those are both straight up throwaways for sure. I have redeeming qualities for everything else.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do not like Turquoise Boy. And then like Rats, I'm like, everything this feels like it's the same tempo too, even on Rats, where it's probably one of the noisier songs on the album, but I'm like, it's the same still. You could throw feedback on there, but it's still like the same as other songs.
It still has a fucking. I mean, the bass tone is cool, but the bass line stinks. So who cares? The riffs just aren't there. They're not there. The first riff that I actually enjoyed in a while, but it felt like a long stretch, is on Lights Out. It's uneven as shit. The chorus is lame, but I like it. That main riff is very cool. There's some good in there. I give it a pass for the good, but again, it's very flawed.
If Lights Out, which is crazy, but you did it earlier, Lights Out really isn't a long song. But if it was shorter, I would have given it a like thumbs up.
It's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
To me, the best song on here, like I think, like it stands on its own with other great Sonic Youth songs, is Pink Steam.
I was hoping you would say that and not The Neutral, because that is a good song. Yeah.
Yeah. The Neutral is, again, it's like good for the album. I like the like bright Velvet Underground-esque guitar playing on there, but it's okay. But Pink Steam is like the guitar tones kind of have these like 80s Cure aesthetics to it, and that's not really something Sonic Youth does. So, and overall, I just think it's a strong song.
Yeah, it's dark and eerie, but with a backbone, and we don't get, maybe count on one hand how many times we get that in this whole discography with them. I do also agree that The Neutral is good for this album. I wouldn't enjoy it pretty much on any other album, but
and then I will say, or I think that's the only song where this like minimal aesthetic they've taken, like it works for whatever reason.
Definitely. I like it as a closer. It's a nice little minimal chilling thing. It definitely works. However, this is like the average of the average. Like this is painfully average.
Yes.
And
I was like, this is aggressively fine.
Aggressively fine. Yeah. Which makes it bad. I mean, that's really when you get to that point, because it's, for one, it's not a short album. It's another, all these albums are not short. It's too long for a casual listen, and it's not engaging enough to make you want to dive into it. It's just there.
Also, like looking at the reviews for this thing, I was like, oh, they are like in the like Radiohead's one of those bands too, where like, oh, they could fart in a jar and people are just gonna rave about it. Like,
yeah, that's both the beauty and I would say horror of music and fandom is because, yeah, you can if you find a loyal enough fan base, yeah, you just have a nice life making music, having fun. But
they're not gonna.
I don't know.
People are they're gonna stop being real with you, and I would have been so fucking bummed out, like if they ended on that album.
Oh yeah, yeah. It would have made sense. We've had a lot of bands just like they fizzle out at the end, and
you're just
like the Clash.
Yeah, like why try to redeem? It's like because if you fucking redeem yourself, it's fucking beautiful. I always go back to that last Tribe Called Quest album. Like it is like one of the best feel good moments in any band that we've covered.
Yeah, it was a hell of a comeback. But not one you really need to seek out. I wouldn't say. I'm not really. No, I'll never listen to this again in my life.
I was gonna say the reviews almost make me feel as angry as you get about reviews, but clearly not, because I'm not like I'm not yelling about. But like, yeah, I looked at the reviews and I was like, oh, okay, I know what they've entered the Radiohead, Bruce Springsteen sphere, and I'm sure there's others, but where you just fucking do anything and they're not gonna. The reviews aren't really gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's just, it's boring. It's It's boring. A band doesn't just become good forever once they've been around long enough. It's not really whatever. I don't believe that they believe it's good. A lot, yeah.
I will say impressive for a band to go this long. Where I'm like, this is the first album I hate.
Alex finally found a Sonic Youth album that he hates. It took a while.
I do hate that. And I can say so confidently because I'm so like the stuff I really like. I love even, and then the other stuff I'm like, it may not be for me, but I could see how other people find it interesting.
And this one, not.
I don't think this album's for anyone, really.
But time to move on. This is both of our worst and least favorites. Don't listen to it, or you can listen to it if you want. We don't really care. But we got one left. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yes. This is 2009's The Eternal.
That's fun.
It is fun. After that fucking last album, although oddly enough, that last album did end on a high note.
Yeah, it did. So this is pretty fun. I mean, this is the most alt rock they sounded in a while.
They have
straight big bar chords.
Yeah, they haven't done like
chords,
aggro stuff in a while.
Yeah. It's also, listen to that bass and drums. It's heavy. They've never been heavy.
Yeah, no. Also, we're not going to listen to the whole thing, but this song is short, effective, to the point.
Very short. I also don't hate Kim here. It's just more of her shouty style. Very punky.
I do think she sounds really good. Like, because sometimes when singers get older, you know, they get the old person voice. But, like, I think she sounds great here.
Well, to be fair, when you sing monotone for your entire career, you don't strain your voice that much.
She's a rapper, too.
She's a rapper. All right, so that's
a high energy short opener, and we haven't had one of those in a long time.
Yeah, also not quite, you know, because they didn't go away the way Tribe did, and they didn't hit the lows Tribe did. But this feels so good. I got to give this personal, because like personal favorite. Like it just felt so fucking good after that last album, and I kind of did want to give it up for like something towards the end of their career.
This is a fun album. I don't love it, but I think it's decent. It's like the garage rock album, almost top to bottom. The garage rock album.
Yes, I don't know this for sure. I feel like they maybe thought that last album sucked, and they were like, we can't go out like that.
At the very least, they thought let's kick a little bit of ass here, because it's not just faster and more aggressive. The production is heavier. It has more bottom than ever before. It actually hits hard, like anti-orgasm.
Oh,
that's like some of the hardest hitting thing. That's like the heaviest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, like they have these cool metallic guitar tones between this like fun punk stuff. I was already on board. Like, take my money. And then they do like this trippy stuff at the end. Fucking great song.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think you're talking about the section around like 3:45,
like towards the end. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's some fun stuff there. And Leaky Lifeboat keeps up the pace pretty well. It's high energy with like a touch of quirkiness. It's kind of campy.
Yeah, the way it started, I wasn't sure how but it won me over. It's a great song. And
great pacing, putting in 10 as track 4 because it reins it in. It gets a little bit loud, but it's more driving and slower. It's not quite as energetic and fast, which is right what you need.
I don't think that one's it's charming as other songs, although I see people like it. So whatever. What we know now, that's bringing the heaviness.
That it is heavy. I didn't like it at first. It won me over on second listen because of how cool the performances are. I'm not in love with the riffs, but I think it's pulled off pretty well.
Calming Snake, I think it's amazing. It's like almost like freak out psychedelia fused with punk music.
Yeah, it gets very bitter, very evil. There's some great riffs in there. I can't stand Kim on there, but the rest is so cool that I'm just sort of like, fuck it.
Also, we've established that's a mic problem.
And I don't think I'm the only one, but I know it is indeed a mic problem.
And then continuing that like blending punk with things maybe other people wouldn't. Like Poison Arrow is like Velvet Underground punk music.
I can't stand the riffs to that one. It feels
it's
like an
like
Iggy
Velvet.
knockoff song.
Mm.
You could say Velvet Underground, but it did feel very like they were copying their idols a little too much.
I do like the guitar playing and the tones on Malibu Gas Station. Like there are tones there that make me think of surf rock without any of the riffs being surfy, if that makes sense.
That one, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's an easy favorite song on the album for me.
Nice.
Because I think what you're talking about is that it's the tremolo guitar chords.
Yeah.
Great stuff. I mean, it opens with this haunting arpeggio, and then it goes into those tropical surfy tremolo open guitar chords. But some of the best riffs on the album. It's a nice blend of mean and melodic. Great stuff.
Yeah, I love the closer. That's how you do a 10-minute song right there.
Oh, Massage the History.
Yeah, that's how you do a 10-minute song right there.
Yep. I thought I was going to be in for some shit. I wasn't excited, but then by the end of it, yep, that's not bad. It works.
And yeah, like I was like, oh, they're going to do the thing, aren't they? And they don't. They like subvert it. They know. They became self-aware. The big explosion, it happens so briefly, and then they just go back to like this down tempo thing.
The more it's got like prominent acoustic guitars. It's very mellow. It's kind of moody, and it has like hushed Kim vocals.
Yeah, so easy thumbs up for me. I'm so fucking glad this is their last album.
Yeah,
and not rather ripped.
For sure. It is a fun album. I'm not huge on garage rock to begin with, so stuff like Thunderclap for Bobby Pin and No Way ended up just boring me. But oddly enough, I ended up coming away liking Walkin' Blue, which is the most 60s garage rock song ever.
It is. I thought it was kind of charming, like how much
it is charming.
How much they leaned into that like 60s aesthetic on that one.
That's exactly why I ended up liking it. Is because it feels more novel. The progressions are actually good progressions, and it's like it feels way less like they're I don't know what it is about that song that feels so much more innocent than songs like No Way or Poison Arrow, where those feel more like copying, where Walkin' Blue feels more like homage. I don't know what the scientific line is between those two things, but I feel like those are the difference. That's the difference between those songs.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I think the other ones have some edge on them, where this feels more like music like David Lynch would use in his movies. That's the line. That's the line.
That's the line. Would David Lynch use it?
He did use that metal band in Wild at Heart.
Which one?
Wild at Heart is with Nick.
No, I know Wild at Heart. Believe me, I know Wild at Heart. I meant which metal band. I love Wild at Heart.
I don't even know what the metal, but when he's like, "Let's go dancing," and then they're like in the mosh pit, and then the guy like tries to dance with her, and then he's like, "You apologize to the lady," and then he does, and then he's like, "You fellas know any Elvis?" And this metal band does like this Elvis song with Nick Cage
that's
singing.
great.
It's one of
that's one of the kookiest, craziest fucking movies.
One of the greatest scenes ever in a movie. I guess I could look up if I put metal band.
That movie has a lot of the greatest scenes ever in a movie.
Oh, it's Power Mad.
I don't know them.
They're like a thrash band. Obviously,
even weirder that I don't know them.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I just thought you would. I like listen. I think I listened like a few of their songs, but when I was in high school. But yeah, they're called Power. Shout out to Power Mad. Also, I see they're like from Minnesota. I can't think of any metal bands from Minnesota. So
Oh,
Double
shit.
shout out to Power Mad for being from Minnesota and in a David Lynch movie. No other metal band could say that.
Oh man, that's crazy. I can't believe I've never come across them during my ridiculous thrash phase when I was in high school. That's crazy.
Their drummer ended up joining Megadeth apparently. So
Ooh, well, good for him. Well, man, didn't they just announce their breakup? Like he's finally gone to quits.
I don't.
They're old. They can all quit at this point. It's fine.
Yeah, I went to the movie screening of the Big Four, and I was never really big. I didn't have anything against them, just never into Megadeth. And then watching the Big Four, I was like, that guy sounds like shit, as a lot of people do. But
Yeah. I think he stayed. I don't know when this is now Dave Mustaine trivia. He stayed in standard for a long time, relatively. Like everyone else downtuned, and he stayed in standard. So
Yeah.
he was trying to push his voice.
I remember they were saying that's why he sounded like shit, because he refused to change the tuning.
Yep. I mean, good on him for that, but also. But about done here. Alex's personal favorite. Yeah. A nice. I mean, I don't love garage rock, but it's still a fun album, and it is a nice energetic end to the band. I wasn't expecting such an energetic final album.
No, we've been in jammy kraut rock land and messing with the electronics a little bit and making boring albums. And so, yeah, to this go out with the energy at 10. Well, 10 for Sonic Youth is amazing for me.
And now on to the sad things about how they broke up. So this is from Wiki, so take us with a grain of salt for sure. It says on October 14th, 2011, Kim Gordon and Thurston Moore announced that they had separated after 27 years of marriage. Sonic Youth's label Matador explained that plans for the band remained uncertain, despite previously hinting that they would record new material later in the year. Sonic Youth performed their final concert on November 14th, 2011 at the SWU Music and Arts Festival in Itu, Sao Paulo. I don't know how to pronounce that, in Brazil. The following week, Lee Ronaldo stated in an interview that Sonic Youth would be ending for a while. And that while would be indefinite. After that, it says in November 2013, Ronaldo said in response to the question of a possible reunion, "I fear not. Everybody is busy with their own projects. Besides that, Thurston and Kim aren't getting along together very well since they're split. Let the band rest in peace." Thurston Moore updated and clarified the matter in May 2014, saying Sonic Youth is on hiatus. The band is a democracy of sorts, and as long as Kim and I are working out our situation, the band can't really function reasonably. In her 2015 autobiography, Girl in a Band, Gordon refers several times to the band having split up for good. A lot of miscommunications, I think. A lot of disagreeing. A lot of not on the same page, it sounds like.
I didn't even know they were fucking married.
Really? You didn't know that?
I didn't fucking know that.
Oh, the whole band. They were married for the whole band.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. So, yeah. I mean, that adds some fucking complexity for sure. Shout out to, was it the Cocktail Twins? Where yeah, that singer was married to the dude, and then she fucking turned down Coachella money. Like, I respect that so much.
The hatred that she has for him is so powerful that it outweighed, was like 3 million or something like that.
It was crazy. I think
I think it was like over 1 million each. Remember?
Yeah. It's
crazy stuff.
Initially agreed to it and then decided, no, not even for that amount of money.
Yeah. This piece says, for the first time, King Gordon has discussed publicly the circumstances of her split with husband Thurston Moore, as well as revealing that she received treatment for a non-invasive form of breast cancer. And in a kind of normal way, midlife crisis, starstruck woman, she said. The midlife crisis was apparently Moore's, and the starstruck woman was an unnamed associate who first entered Sonic Youth's sphere as the girlfriend of another band member. Oh. She and Moore collaborated on a literary project and began a relationship. Gordon discovered the affair when she stumbled across a revealing text message. Ooh. So Thurston's a little fucking dog.
Which, like, I mean, he's a fucking guy in a rock band. Like, I don't know.
Nah, I can't condone that, because I get that that's like common.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna refer once again the Melvins. Buzz is the fucking peak of what a musician can be, like honorable, just realistic, normal, funny,
just a wife guy.
He's a wife guy.
Yeah.
Even Johnny Rotten, before his wife died, he was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm married. Going on, it says Thurston was carrying on this whole double life with her, Gordon said. Although the two musicians went to marriage counseling, we never got to the point where we could just get rid of the girlfriend. So I could decide what I wanted to do, she explains. Thurston was really like a lost soul. Moore moved out in 2011, and Gordon listened to a lot of hip hop. Rap music is really good when you're traumatized, she said. 2 years later, they are not officially divorced, but both are seeing other people.
On his Wikipedia, it says this woman's name is Eva Prinz.
Eva Prinz. Does she have anything of note?
No, and apparently they married in 2020.
So I see no future Sonic Youth reunion in the books.
It's like, that sucks, but like, I guess she wasn't some random fling, and unless this is some marriage out of spite, like, no, I really love her. I'll show you. I'll marry her.
Well, this is his side of it. He says Thurston Moore, this thing says Thurston Moore has spoken publicly about the end of his marriage with Kim Gordon. It's pretty heavy, admitted, before describing his quote unquote really sweet relationship with new partner Eva Prinz. He said, in your 40s and 50s, things can change in ways that upset the order of things that have been established for over 25 years plus of marriage. Moore explained in an interview with The Fly. I'll always have that experience of sadness that a separation brings, especially one that was as important, not just to me, but everybody around us, Moore said. He conceded that there have been some fallouts. Sonic Youth are currently on hiatus, but he and Gordon seem to be on level terms. We don't have stipulations with each other about who we talk to or what we say. We're our own bosses, he said. He released an album with his new band Chelsea Light Moving last year and is currently working on a solo album inspired by the fun, dangerous liberation of the idea of noise as complete rock and roll. What the fuck? He added that musically, I can do, quote unquote, I can do whatever I want.
I mean, yeah, he can.
Yeah. I mean, both Kim and Thurston released stuff last year, 2024.
I was kind of enamored by her noise rap album. I need to give it like a thorough listen.
That's wild. Lee Ranaldo's most recent, according to Tom, most recent solo album was Names of North End Women with Raul Referee in 2020, but he's been involved in other releases as recently as this year. And Steve Shelley appeared on Big Hotel by Winged Wheel in 2024. He's also played on several Lee Ranaldo and Thurston Moore records since Sonic Youth went on hiatus. So they're all still busy despite this being definitely fucking done.
I guess never say never. How old are they? Roughly.
They're in their 70s, I think.
No way. I'm fucking.
I believe so.
No,
they're done.
Fuck.
Crazy, man.
Well, Kim is in her 70s. Thurston's in his late.
Oh,
60s.
he's on his 70s? Yeah, I didn't realize he was that much younger than her. Crazy.
He's 67. She's 72.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize there was that big of an age difference, especially like in those old days.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big difference when you're in your 20s.
Lee's 69. Nice.
Hell yeah. Dude, parties.
Yeah, no, unless it like happens soon. Yeah, you're right. Unless it happens soon, they're done.
Yeah. But
Steve Shelley, 63. Him and
I had a feeling he seemed more youthful. Yeah.
Man,
crazy.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's just fuck. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting up there, I guess. It's just, I don't know. They're such a youthful band. It's in their name.
It's called Sonic Youth. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they came out of the punk scene. They weren't a punk band, but there was like 1,001 bands with the word youth in it. They were one of them that just happened to stick around for fucking 30 years.
Yeah. Fucking Friends with Swans on SST. I might try to read Thurston's and Kim's biographies now.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Might as well just, get the full story.
Both sides.
Yeah. But thanks so much for listening and watching and hanging out. This has been quite the epic journey, finally wrapping up this band. Let's do a little recap.
Best washing machine. Worst, least favorite, rather ripped. Also, just in the entire discography, not even just this section. And then personal favorite, The Eternal. I'm so happy they did that, or that happened before unfortunate breakups happened.
Indeed. And for me, Experimental Jet Set, Trash and No Star. Best personal favorite. I find it to be a very comfy album. I might change my mind in the future, but for now, that one feels good to me. And Worthless favorite, Rather Ripped. Yeah, boring. Mostly boring. I don't even hate it that much, but I don't ever want to hear it again. That's pretty much where I stand with that.
I will listen to every other album in their discography, even that like weird kind of dancey EP they did that we didn't cover. I would
The very
listen-
first EP?
Yeah, I would listen to that over.
Well,
this.
that's a good EP, just straight up. That's
Yeah.
a fucking just good EP. But yeah, we're done here. Holy crap, we finally did it. Thanks so much for listening and watching. If you liked the video, if you didn't like the video anyway. Press the like button or something, or subscribe. Comment, tell us why we're stupid, or tell us why we're great and we have all the right opinions as you. Whatever you want to do. You can follow me on all social media at Panda Monkey and Alex on Blueski at
Octatron 3030.
Be sure to follow our history guy, Tom Osman, at Tom Osman Sounds on all social media. TomOsmanSounds.com for his music and his podcast, Whatever Comes Next, where he interviews a bunch of indie musicians. Links to all that in the description. Link to my EP in the description as well. And most importantly, patreon.com/everyalbumever. We got bonus episodes there. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to join the Discord, be a part of the community, talk some shop, talk ship, talk music. It's fun stuff. No more requests because Alex is leaving the show at the end of the year. If you don't know why, check out our King Crimson Part 1 episode. But we're finishing up all the requests. So next week, we're going to have, it's weirdly anticipated because I don't think people knew if we were going to cover it or not, but we are covering an interesting album next week. And then after that, we're back to request.
I will say that did happen because of the lovely patronizers. If I didn't hear directly from you guys, next week's episode wouldn't have happened because you'll find out next week.
Oh, you'll find out. Hell yes. But so go there and do that. Thank you very much. Yes. But that about does it. So until the next one, see ya.